Alrighty. Good day to you all. Thank you all for viewing. My name is Buchilo. I'm going to be your host for today's episode of the Leadership Standard with Buchilo. All right. If you do not know, this is the Leadership Standard, and here we analyze leadership topics as well as different political analysis that brought on Nigeria as well as the current happenings in Nigeria. So please relax, take a sit. Welcome to another episode of the Leadership Standard. Yes, so as it is customary on the Leadership Standard, we analyze videos as well as topics uh, bordering on the economic as well as political space in Nigeria. So today I'm going to be showcasing some news articles of current happenings in Nigeria that borders on the security of the people living in Nigeria and what exactly is going on, knowing full well that the government's role in fighting security as well as terrorism in Nigeria has been very lackluster, to say the least, because of the level of damage that has been done, especially the lives and properties and casualties that have been lost by the people living in Nigeria. So I want to just showcase this so that everyone is aware of what's going on and no one can feign ignorance. So please, thank you for listening. And what I'm going to share my screen now, and you're going to see some things. All right. So this is one of the stories that I'm going to be showcasing today. And this story is talking about the bandits are released without charges. Matawale raises alarm. Now, Matawale is the governor of Zamfara State, and he just raised alarm on how most bandits that have been arrested by the Nigerian government, how they are being released without charges. And these people are being put back into society. The question is, why are they being released without charges? The reason why they are being released without charges is because of the influence, the political influence um, that they have over the, you know, over that space, that particular space. It's either that or the people living there are afraid of them. It's either a thing of fear or also a thing of power. So, but again, the question is, why are they being released by the state actors? All right, these are state actors. These are people that are expected to work with the state and protect the people, but they are not doing that. They are rather taking from the people. And I'm showing this because this is the things going on in the country, especially the northern part of Nigeria. This is another story where the federal government has lifted the ban on Twitter. We must understand that the reason why the federal government banned Twitter in the first place was because of the the fact that they suspended the president's Twitter account. Twitter suspended the president's Twitter, or rather, took up a post of the president's tweet, and they took it off their platform, and that made the president of Nigeria, whoever that has been there at the moment, uh, ban the streaming platform from Nigeria, and this happened for over 222 days, thereabout. And to be honest, the country lost money. People, it did not make any of the people there better. Their lives were still worse off by the lack of Twitter. Money was lost. So much money was lost, and I don't think that really affected Twitter. To be honest, as much as it affected the struggling Nigerians that are trying to make a living uh, in Nigeria, and it's sad because we can see from what's going on that there is a lack of insight. You know, rather than suspending Twitter, because of that, they should have actually had a conversation with Twitter and see how they can make Twitter, work better in the country rather than suspending it. It doesn't make any sense. But again, this is the kind of leadership, the vacuum of leadership that we're talking about, that this current administration is showing. They're showing a lack of leadership, and the lack of leadership is very worrisome. And that's the reason why we're speaking up. So now we're going to go to the other story. Now, 6 months after abduction, 30 Yahoo students and one other teacher regained their freedom. Now, this is in Kebbi State. They were abducted for 6 months by terrorists, in the government of, or the terrorists in that state, the terrorists that live and reside in that state, whether they are part of the government, whether they are excluded from the government, they live and they reside in that state. And 30 students, were abducted for 6 months, even more than that, and they've finally gotten their freedom. I'm just putting this out there just so that you know that 6 months of abduction by the students, and their teachers, it only shows you the amount of torture, how these kids were kept in a particular place for 6 months without their parents, without their loved ones, how hellish the situation could have been for them. It's only sad and that people have to go through this kind of experience. But this is the kind of leadership that we have found ourselves in currently. And it is sad, but this is what it is at the moment. This is another story of suspected herdsmen killed 5 members of a vigilante group in Ondo State. Now, Ondo is another state in Nigeria, and we're just showing you how much reach these herdsmen have. These herdsmen have killed people in both the west of Nigeria, the east. They are killing in the north. They are killing in everywhere. And it only goes to show you how terrible the situation is over there. The suspected herdsmen killed 5 members. They are even killing the people that are meant to protect them. So what more can one say? A situation like this, a country that is living in such fear and such, feeling of lack of understanding of what's going on. People are walking around the street killing people. Sad indeed, very sad. Very sad indeed. I'm going to go on to the next story right now. Now, this is a current happening story. Boko Haram members have attacked a Nigerian police training school in Gwoza and have abducted many instructors. Now, members of the deadly Boko Haram terrorists recently did this on Thursday. They invaded a police mobile training school in the Liman Kara Gwoza local government area of Borno State. There you go. That there goes your answer, ladies and gentlemen. If you were ever worried or questioning anything, there goes your answer. That is the answer right there. The fact that people are losing their lives, even in the police training school, a school that is meant to protect the people, the school that is meant to teach people the police how to protect the people. The Boko Haram members are going in there and killing people and even abducting their instructors. These are places where they store ammunitions. These are places people who have firepower, but yet they still have to face this sort of oppression from the government. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Now let's see, another one. Bandits killed to impose 10,000 levy on Castina Gold side operators. These folks are living large. If you ask me. They are going around, they are killing people, they are even putting levy. They are now tax collectors. This is exactly what tax collectors do. They are living large. They are living real large. They are killing people, they are abducting people, they're imposing levies. And it is so sad. And this is in Castina State. They imposed a levy of 10,000 naira, that the people should be paying 10,000 naira if they want protection, if they want to be alive. And the people have to do it because they have no choice. The people have to do it because they have no choice. If they want to be alive, if they want to be safe, they have to do it. Now, this is another sad story. But again, I want to just show you this so you know the sort of like psychological trauma that these people are going through. These people are not, there's definitely something wrong with their heads, because now this is a story of a housewife that was arrested for taking her daughters and other girls to bandits for sex. So the question exactly is, this housewife, what was her intention? Why was she doing this? Is it because she didn't know that was the wrong thing to do, or was she doing it because of a fear of her life, or was she doing this because she this is something that maybe a religious thing she has to do? What exactly was her reason? Why did she do this? This is something that is really sickening. You take your own daughters to go and be sleeping with terrorists. Is this like a form of admiration? Do you admire these terrorists to the point that you are sacrificing your own daughter? That is the question we need to be asking. What exactly is the reason? What is the sole purpose behind doing this? Now, I brought this story up again just so to let you know the collusion that is going on in the Nigerian government with, you know, people in power. This is a story of how a person saying how he kidnapped, his customers with the help of five alleged DSS officers. Now, this 42-year-old suspect is confessing to, a crime of conspiracy, to conspiracy to kidnap, as well as the actual kidnap of, you know, of a customer, and he did so with the help of five alleged DSS officers. All right, just so you know how things are terrible, people can actually, hire DSS officers to carry out acts, criminal acts. But thankfully, he was caught, and that is what matters. We're going to move on to the next one now. Police, they've arrested housewife who supplies her daughters and other women to bandits for sex in Kaduna Forest. Exactly the same thing I was talking about. Exactly the same thing. The intelligence response team, the special police unit fighting kidnapping, has arrested a housewife who allegedly supplies women to bandits at Galadimawa Forest in Giwa local government. You see, just like the other story, these people are supplying, their women are supplying these people, you know, they're supplying women to them for sex. What exactly is the reason why? Why are they doing this? What is the incentive behind this? Why are they taking this action? Is it out of fear? Is it out of loyalty? Is it out of why are they doing this? If you know the answer to why they're doing it, please put it in the comment section. I want to talk to you about that. And I'm also wanted to just say that tomorrow we're going to be having Susan Mount in the house, so please be expecting her tomorrow. We're going to be having Susan Mount in the house. All right, now let's go to the next one. 6 months after abduction. Okay, I said the story already. Now this is another story of how bandits have invaded Kaduna community and abducted many. Well, same story, different day, man. Same story, but different days. It happens all the time. We've been saying this. This is one too many times now that bandits have invaded a community and abducted many. They do it even in the police stations. They do it in the, in the army barracks. They're abducting in the army barracks. They're abducting in the police stations. They're going around putting on levies. They're not being prosecuted. They are getting escaped from prisons. Are you seeing a pattern here, or am I the only one seeing this pattern? The point I'm trying to make in essence is that there is something going on. There's a huge, 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 huge power play that's happening in the north that is giving these people this sort of luxury to go about abducting people. Now, this is a sad story of a Katsina man who removed his house roof for sale so that he could raise ransom for his son's release from bandits' captivity. He had to take his wife's roof to sell just so that he can have, ransom to pay bandits. And bandits are simply terrorists. So, the Fulani headsmen have been called terrorists now because they've been seen to be terrorists. This is another one. The Plateau Deputy Chief of Staff wife and health director has been kidnapped. Yep, kidnapping, abduction. Dorcas Vem, the wife of Silas Vem, the deputy chief of staff for Plateau Government House, has been kidnapped by gunmen. The gunmen in a separate operation also kidnapped. These people are going around kidnapping people. They don't care. They have no mercy. They just go around kidnapping people, abducting people. Now this is the turn for the Plateau deputy chief of staff's wife and the health director. They kidnap both the wife and the wife and the husband. Things are happening. Strange things are happening. Strange things are happening. If you ask me, the question is, what role do you see yourself in all of this? What is your plan B? What is your plan B? You have to ask yourself that question. What is your plan B? I have some comments here. You know, what is your plan B? What exactly is your plan B? Because you see these things are happening. We are all for Freeman Nnamdi Kanu because his case is coming up next week. His case is coming up um, next week Tuesday. So we believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. He has no case to answer. If they say he has a case to answer, then they should bring out a case for it. They should put something on and defend and let him defend himself rather than postponing the case or the trial forever. This is another one. Bandits kill 18 people, raise houses in Plateau community. Same story every day, just same story, different days. You know, same story. Killing, raving of houses. It's just mind blowing how much carnage is going on in the north, as well as in the south of Nigeria. What if you talk about the pollution going on in Nigeria? This is another story of a young girl that was killed by a stray bullet while sleeping in her bed in Maiduguri. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sad, sad, sad. This is another story of gunmen that abducted 5 commercial passengers. They killed the driver on Ibadan Lagos Expressway. Yep. They abduct 5 commercial passengers, kill driver on the Ibadan Lagos Expressway. Just like that. Just like that. Life is wasted. Well, this is a story of the military. They rescued the wife of Plateau's chief of staff from kidnappers. Well, hopefully they can rescue those that do not have, the financial or power, the covering of power like the Plateau deputy chief of staff. We're happy they released. They are happy she's been released from kidnappers. Thank God for that. But there is still a lot of people that are in kidnappers den, and they need to go get those people because time is going and these people are suffering, as well as those that are unlawfully arrested by the Nigerian, government. We're praying for a release for people that are even they are speaking. Some of these people are speaking up regarding all these atrocities going on. But unfortunately, the government you know, doesn't want to listen to these people. But they have to, because these are the consequences of all of this. People that have been speaking up against the killings and the abductions, they are also seen as targets because they are fighting for a good cause. All right. Now, this is the story I just said. The man who took out his roof to pay his son's ransom. It's sad, but that is what is going on in the country. So, simply put, there is a existential crisis going on in Nigeria. There is a high level of insecurity, killings, abductions, even in places of supposed power. Places like the military, places like the police, barracks, places have been targeted, short places have been destroyed, and we have seen very little or inconsiderable effect of the Nigerian government in solving these problems. And rather, we're just seeing an increase in the rise of terror, daylight terror happening to the citizens living in Nigeria. So the question then remains, of what good is Nigeria to Nigerians? We need to ask these questions, because if there is no good, then the question then requires asking, what should be the way forward? If the way forward is not Nigeria, then the way forward can be a separation of Nigeria, a peaceful separation of Nigeria through a peaceful means known as a referendum. As the people are seeking self determination, which they do have a right for, then they should also be given the right to exercise their rights to vote for a referendum. I think that is only the sensible thing to do. But again, I do not know everything. We're all learning in this journey. So please, thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoyed the program. You've learned one or two things. My name again is Buchilo, and enjoy the rest of your day.